Listen guys, I'm a real bona fide gamer. No one's gonna take the trophy of sitting on their rear without end and playing mindless video games coupled with gross, snacky garbage and actually admit it in a public forum, so hey, I guess it has to be me. But despite what you may believe in your tiny little pea brain, you can't actually convince me to play the video game, danganronpa, for more than maybe a few hours. I will actively resist in the face of this insufferable request. Danganronpa is debatably a video game, definitely a book. And a lot of people happen to like Danganronpa, i.e. the feeling of being shoved into prison with 14 other pretentious glue sniffers, such as yourself. Well, not you, the viewer, but, you know. We'll get to that soon enough. And if you, or anyone you consider to be closer than an acquaintance, actually enjoy this, I implore you to DM me on Twitter and explain to me why you feel so cool about having terrible taste. But we're gonna sit down and have a chat about it, you know. Weigh our options here, you know, this work. And I mean specifically the game, not the anime or any other medias related. I don't know any of that. But I do not exclude the sequels from judgment. Mostly because I spent a whole $7 on the trilogy on Steam, and every day I silently live in tearful regret thinking about how delicious that double whopper would have been that I could have bought with that $7. But enough about regret and sorrow.
The Inquisition is about to begin.
We're gonna talk about Danganronpa now. The story begins with our main protagonist, 𝓁𝓎𝓃𝒸𝒽𝒹, who, for the record, I had to look up his name for this video because I forgot it, who makes himself out to be quite average. Average in most everything, in fact. And he just got accepted to Hope's Peak Academy, a school for people with extraordinary talents, none of which he has on account of the fact that he is very average. Makoto ponders this strange happenstance, feeling anxious and perhaps scared even that he will not live up to expectations because he's so average. So like, that's a thing. On another note, I don't really feel like playing the game to provide one of my in-depth analyses on it. I mean, did you guys actually think I was that masochistic? But I have friends who have played it and seen the anime, and so I consider myself to be vicariously well taught in the ways of Danganronpa through them. Well over the necessary, if I might add. It's a game about getting stuffed into a really uninteresting box with a lot of people that you hate. Oh wait, is that just me? And then solving mysteries once they start
killing each other.
Oh, but that's a little bit later. I'm surprised if you actually managed to get to the plot that fast, however, considering the abundancy of parroting really useless garbage. Because I know, right, that if I had like a dozen kidnapped individuals trapped in the basement of a school, they would be pretty fucking terrified and not well responsive to new information. Sure. But Jesus Christ on a bike, the sloths from Zootopia could process information faster than these Neanderthals. Better yet, it's more like putting like 15 of those toy hamsters that like talk back to you in the same room together and then just like saying one thing and then you just like watch them go. And it doesn't really help any that most of the characters seem to be defined by one overriding gimmick or character trait. That's in quotes. And therefore don't really actually have the capacity to make complex thoughts. Like I saw this really like Zoomer gaming article that was like, people love Danganronpa for its zany, multifaceted characters. Like, bruh, it's just meeting the 7 dwarves, but like ×2. And it sucks. See, I already know everything that I need to know to form my opinion on this game. Well, I guess really not like a game, cause, you know, it does become a game. Not a good one, but it does become one once every few centuries, but the great bulk of it is unfortunately exactly what we've been discussing. And I'm a chill guy. You guys know I'm a chill ass person. I vibe, I upload every time I revisit Earth every 1,000 years, I anger people for fun, but I'm a typical gamer style bro. But nothing has so instantaneously filled me with seething white hot rage quite like this game. Like, watching paint dry is like an Avengers movie compared to this. Jesting aside, however, I really don't have much against the anime or any other media. I mean, honestly, I don't really know it. I got places I got to be, you know. But when it comes down to it, it's a game plagued by what would have been its only buoy. fun. No one would play Metal Gear Solid if there was only like an hour of actual gameplay in between the weeks and weeks worth of cutscene. Then again, that's kind of just what MGS4 is. The game is, on one hand, a good simulation of what 15 frantic hostages would do in a crisis situation such as this. But on the other hand, would you really want to be a part of that? Overall, despite my 5 hours of time invested, I believe the presentation shows the product is undoubtedly flawed, but I must respect the effort that they put into this video game adaptation of the Hunger Games. Wait. No. And on that note, because where am I? I feel like I'm repressing some really important information right now. Hold on a sec. Whatever, it's probably not that important. I'm Pixelanon, and yeah.